guys, Josh from the Hobby Bug here, and today we're going to be going over how to mount beadlock wheels and tires for your RC crawler. As you can see, I've already mounted 3 up here. Today I'm going to be using the Proline BFGoodrich KM3 mud terrain tires. These are in the Predator compound. I'll be using Proline dual stage foams for 1.9 XL tires, and I will be using GMade SR02 wheels. So let me get zoomed in here, guys, and I'll show you how I do this. Alright guys, first thing we do here is we will put these foams into these tires. So we have to get the original foams out of the tires, and we just put those over to the side. The way I like to put these bigger foams into these tires is just kind of give them a pinch like this and fold them over like that, and then just stuff them in there the best I can to begin with, like that. Kind of pull them around, get everything kind of evened out, and then I like to stick these 2 fingers here inside of the tire and actually pull the blue part of the foam away from the white, and that actually kind of lets it center back out and seat right where it needs to be going. I just do that all the way around the tire till I have all of it done. Just kind of pull it around, get everything good, make sure everything is pretty lined up. You can roll it a little bit, and then we can start on our wheels there. That's our foam, new foams in the tires. So first thing I like to do is take the center ring here, and I want to make sure, I like to run the blue dot or the orange dot, whatever color the dot is on the tire. You can see that there. I like to run that on the inside of the wheel, so that's not seen whenever you're on it's on the actual rig. So I will take a look here, and this will be the outside, so I'm going to put that on the side that the blue dot is not on. And you just stuff that wheel in there, make sure the tire gets around, and then you just kind of feel around like this. Just feel the wheel and make sure it's centered. And then you'll take the back part of the wheel and make sure you get your holes lined up with the holes on the center ring of the wheel. And then you can take the front part of the wheel and do the same thing. Just make sure all your holes are lined up, so when you stick your screws through, you'll have them all lined up. And these GMade wheels, they do come with 1 long screw, and then they also come with some shorter screws with a different head on them that looks more like a lug nut. Now you take these longer black screws to begin with and just stick them through. Try to make sure all your holes are lined up. Get 1 through there, and then you have a little nut to go on the back side. Take that nut and place it in these GMade wheels. They have a they're metal wheels, and they have a molded place for these nuts to go in. So once you get the nut in there, it will hold in there. You don't have to put a wheel nut wrench or anything on the back side to keep that nut from moving around. But you want to put 2 of these longer screws in and just get those 2 screws ran in, and you want to tighten it down far enough where these shorter lug nut style screws can reach the nut. And what I like to do before that is I go around and I pull the tire out just a little bit where the wheel will actually sit down on the bead instead of pinching tire and everything else. I do that on the front and the back. And then I'll go in and just go ahead and get this wheel kind of screwed pretty close together. You don't have to do it all the way tight, because you are going to have to back these black screws back out and put the lug nut style screws in place of these black ones. So I'm going to run these down far enough. You can't really tell on the camera, but they're pretty close to the wheel, to the center part of the wheel. And now I'm just going to stick one through, and I see that it sticks out enough to grab onto the nut. So I'm going to put the nut on there, and you actually have a little piece right here that goes on this lug nut style. It slides over your 2.5 hex driver, and it's kind of like a little lug wrench. And you just screw these together. You want to bring it down snug. You don't have to tighten it up, but you want to bring it down snug. Go ahead and do that all the way around on all the places that the black screws aren't in. Sometimes getting these nuts down onto their location that they're supposed to be going is a little tricky, but you can actually take the screw and pop it up through there, and it'll usually push the nut up far enough for you to start getting that screw in there, and it will sit right in. Now, once you get the 4 lug nut style screws in, you can go ahead and take your 2mm hex driver and back these black screws back out. I usually like to do one at a time. I'll go ahead and pull this black screw out, and then I'll put the lug nut style screw back in. And just like with the other ones, I just bring it down till it snugs and then pull off, and then I do the other black screw. Put that one in and do the same thing. Alright, now that I have them snug, I will start tightening them up. And what you're going to do is you're going to tighten these up in a star pattern, just like you would if you were putting lug nuts on a full scale truck, car, whatever. Do it the same exact way, and you just kind of snug that down until all screws are tight. Alright, there we go. There's no more screws going to come any tighter than that. So what I do then is I just kind of go around and pull the tire kind of away from the bead to make sure that there's no beads that are unsealed. And then there we go. We have our mounted beadlock wheel and tire. Okay guys, there is your how-to video on how to mount RC crawler wheels and tires. If you like the wheels and tires we used today, go to our website. They are on there at www.thehobbybugrc.com. Don't forget to check out our Instagram and our Facebook, like and subscribe, and get bit by the hobby bug, guys.